I can't say that I have a full-on vision for the next economy, but I do get little glimpses of it, little pieces of it, enough to know that it will be based on generosity, gratitude, and service rather than accumulation and control of resources. That it will encourage us to do the things that serve the health and well-being of the planet, of our places, and of other people, rather than kind of bribing us to not listen to our heart's desire to do those things and to have to always make compromises. But it'll be aligned with the things that we find sacred and beautiful in the world. And I also know that this is not just kind of a fantasy or a pipe dream, but that there are economic steps that we can take as a society and as individuals to align with that future. Things like debt cancellation, to name one, the relief of the debt burden that keeps everybody in the matrix, whether they want to be or not, or almost everybody. I won't go through more proposals and things like that now. You get the idea.
If humanity is to survive, we have got to base the next economy on life. That means diversity, a fundamental principle of life. The economy we have today is a monoculture imposed across the world, a consumer monoculture consisting of mega corporations, mega technological systems. The next economy needs to be economies, plural, decentralization, localization, adapting our businesses to places, to cultures and ecosystems around the world, restoring and regenerating the rich biodiversity, the rich human individual identities and cultures around this planet. It's already beginning to happen. From the bottom up, there's a rich and very inspiring localization movement. Let's join it now.
The purpose of the economy is love. It's love of humanity and love of planet. There are trillions of dollars that can be moved from damage and destruction to regeneration. If we feminize and inclusivize the economy, if we become committed fully to the long term, there is still a chance for civilization to have a soft landing and to provide a safe, clean, green, fair future for everyone.
Jed Emerson, coming to you from our home in the Colorado Rockies. As I think about a vision of the next economy, I really think of it in terms of not really in any way my vision, but really a vision that is shared by many, and a vision that goes back to where it all began. Aristotle defined economics as a science of household management. And I think as we reflect on the future of our economics, as we reflect on the future of our ecosystem, of our personal self in community, as we reflect on ourself as defined in relationship to the other, we have to remember that the economics that we advance is not an economics simply of financial and quantitative reflection and performance, but rather an economics of the whole, an economics of self, other, and community. And in this way, we will manage all of our households more effectively for that future.
With you at the party, but thanks for asking me the question about my vision for the next economy. For me, though, the question is really more about who are we becoming? Who are we practicing to become? Because our economy will be a reflection of that, of who we are, of what we believe, and of what we value. So more than anything, I think that's the big question of this time. The remembering the essence of our humanity, the fact that each of us have soul gifts to bring that aren't strengths that we might learn in business school, but are actually the gifts that are ours innately, that for each of us must be shared in order for our lives to have meaning. It's about cultivating our ability to connect with others and to see their soul gifts, to actually have curiosity and remember that natural affection that we have for each other and the joy that we have from community. All of us, it's part of our common humanity. It's about cultivating our capacity to see that we're all connected, actually, and part of a greater whole, in that we can't pollute the water over there and expect it to stay over there. It evaporates. It comes over here. It rains on us. And so cultivating our capacity to revere, to feel awe for that great larger whole, even when we don't understand it all. We don't understand the and in between each of the parts. But where we are contributing to life's flourishing with our actions, even if we don't understand them, no, that's inherently good. So practice there. And then finally, I'd say that for those of us who have financial wealth or enterprise or business structures in particular, it's about the training inside of ourselves that awakens that compassionate heart, our natural compassion, the ability to see the other as an extension of ourselves. Because today, financial wealth represents access to water and food for other people's children. And when we have it, something is, and we're not sharing it, there's something that is not free in ourselves. We've actually traded a piece of our own humanity for that money, because we're not able to see the disparity and to act on it. And so what in us needs liberated, and know that takes courage, but it also is the path to our own belonging, our own joy. So I think that's enough. To your practice, to mine, to all of our practice, becoming who we really are and want to be. And with so much love, and enjoy your party. Bye.
Hi, this is Damon. My vision of the economy for the future is one that is far more regenerative in its design, one that is much more aware of resource use, how it affects the planet, and also how our society functions, how's the strength of our democracy, how's the health of our population. I think at the moment the metrics that we define our success by and guide us are far too narrow. They're just based around finance or GDP. I think we need to broaden those metrics considerably to raise awareness, bring more visibility into the things that really matter to us. So that would be my vision, that we broaden the scope away from just a narrow financial lens.
Hi, this is Dan Ariely, and first of all I want to explain my half a beard. As you can see, I have half a beard, and there are two reasons for this. The first one is that I stopped shaving. That's the reason for this side. And the second one is that many years ago I was badly burned. So this side is actually scars. It looks like I'm trying to do something symmetrical, more or less, but just so happened. Anyway, the question was, what is my vision for the new economy or for the next economy? And what I'm hoping is that we will start appreciating things beyond money. And there's actually a really interesting historical analysis that said that before the agricultural revolution, we lived in groups. And when we lived in groups, we didn't really care so much about whose property was who. The group was the important unit. And then when the agricultural revolution came, all of a sudden, property became important. And we had lines, and you had my property and your property, and my kids were getting mine, and your kids were getting yours, and so on. And we started caring a lot about property. But if you think about contribution, people contributing a lot. Some contributions, like music, don't exactly have property rights. Some contributions, like apples or land, have more of it. And I think that as long as we stay in this belief system that came from the agricultural revolution, in which that life is about things, and I have my things and your things, and it's not about digital goods, and it's not about welfare, it's not about contribution, we're going to get stuck in kind of a suboptimal world. I think we somehow need to get over the ownership obsession we have. We need to think about what it means to create goods that are don't have ownership. And if we can create that, I think we can create amazing stuff. And I'll give you one little example. I live in Durham, North Carolina, and we had a food truck. And the food truck broke, and the woman went to the bank and asked them for a loan, and they wanted a lot of interest. And she told me about it. I said, I'll prepay $6,000 worth of food from you. It will last me for quite a while. But for me, that business was positive social utility in the community. It wasn't just, this is a place that charges me money. This is a place that provides lots of value for me and for the community. And the fact that she owns it doesn't mean that I don't want to support it. In fact, I have tremendous incentives in making that place exist, prosper, and so on. So I think we need to move from kind of mine to a definition of community. And we need to understand that when we support our local food trucks, for example, it's not just about paying the money. In fact, we should give them extra because they provide incredibly useful services to all of us. And it's not kind of them versus us. There's a larger economy, there's larger value if we just get to collaborate. So we need to think less about it's theirs, it's mine, there's an exchange, and more about how do we get things to work in a better way for the total good. And I know I was told to keep it to a minute. I failed. I hope you forgive me. Bye for now.
Hey, it's Seth Godin, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Nathan just sent me an email inviting me to send you a video. I'm in the Zurich airport, and this is not the future of the economy. It doesn't involve us getting on planes and flying around the world. The future of the economy is based on connection. It's an economy in which robots and computers are going to do all the ordinary work, and we are going to be in the driver's seat if we're willing to do things that might not work, to lead and to solve interesting problems. Congratulations to Dumbo Feather. Keep making a ruckus.
The economy based on greed and on fossil fuels and toxic chemicals is an economy that is not an economy, because economy is supposed to be the management of a household is derived from oikos. The next economy has to be about life, about our planet, about creativity and meaning for all. The last person, the last being. The next economy will put creative work at the center, not destruction of work as efficiency. It'll put caring for the earth and rejuvenating the earth at the center, not the destruction of resources and their privatization. The next economy will be an earth democracy based on living economies where every being, every person participates in the creation of the common good.
Hello to all my friends at Dumbo Feather. My name is Bart Houlihan. I am one of the co-founders of B-Lab, the nonprofit behind the B Corps movement. I want to congratulate you on issue 55. Once again, you all are asking the most important questions of our time. With regards to the B Corps movement, we're trying to build an economy that works for everyone, a more inclusive economy. What does that mean? It means an economy where everyone has a job with dignity and respect that pays a living wage, where they can support their families and the broader community at large. It means boardrooms that reflect the demographics of the factory floor. It means capital markets that celebrate and support businesses that are creating value not just for shareholders, but also for stakeholders. It means an economy where everyone can live truly a purpose-driven life, a mission-aligned life where they can bring their whole selves to work. An economy that truly creates a shared and durable prosperity for all. That's what we're working towards in the B Corps movement. We hope you will join us. And once again, I'm sorry I can't be with you on this exciting celebration. Enjoy and congratulations again.
In the next economy, there will be a whole new way of thinking about business success, what businesses we invest in, and which businesses are great for the world. Businesses are going to be judged on how they look after all their stakeholders, not just their shareholders. They're going to be judged on how they look after community, environment, their staff, their customers, and of course, making money for their shareholders. It's going to be a really exciting new time in this radical transparency that we're living through, where the age of business as a sociopath will be over. Great businesses that are great for the world will lead.
Hi. My feeling is that there are so many reasons to be hopeful that we are creating the next economy as we speak. And for me, the most important thing, the most promising catalyst that will help us build the next economy is to joyfully prepare the next generation of investors to make significantly different decisions about how and where they invest. It's now possible to create beautiful portfolios that are diversified, that are prudent, and that are completely aligned with each and every person's core values, and allow them to express themselves in the world through their money in a way that creates the regenerative economy that we all want. Thanks.